Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today we have to talk about miracle cures. Now, we all know they're kind of BS, but it is huge business, and thanks to deepfakes, it's now getting supercharged. Now, this is coming all the way from France via AFP because this is actually a global problem, and social media is essentially being flooded by digitally created deepfake videos that are using trusted identities of famous doctors that you might see on TV. Think like Sanjay Gupta, like that kind of person, and they're essentially, these fake doctors are promoting dangerous miracle cures for serious health problems. Now, these videos on Facebook and Instagram primarily have taken advantage of the credibility of these star TV doctors to advertise things like untested natural syrups for diabetes, even claiming that the proven first-line drug metformin could kill patients when, quite frankly, it really doesn't have that in terms of longitudinal studies. Now, I'm sure there's going to be some conspiracy theorists out there that give me crap for this video slash podcast slash radio segment, but let's be honest, longitudinal studies show otherwise. Now, these scams risk endangering lives, obviously, particularly because they deploy the likenesses of popular health experts such as British TV presenter Michael Mosley, who recently died earlier this year. I happened to see his tribute. I think I was in Italy or somewhere traveling for a speaking gig when he passed away, and he would infect himself with stuff just to show the effects of things on television. It was actually kind of a cool guy. So, British Dr. John Cormack, talking to the AFP, said, and I quote, "People do seem to trust these videos. A lot of these media doctors have spent a great deal of time creating an image of trustworthiness, so they are believed even when they make incredible claims," unquote. Now, these AI basically videos typically target older audiences, of course, because they are faking the identities of doctors who tend to appear regularly on daytime television. You might see them in a commercial or something else talking about one thing or the other. So one of those examples is French doctor Michel Kimes, who often appears on TV in France. And he told the AFP in May that he was taking legal action against Facebook, essentially about these scams that were using his image. A British doctor, Hilary Jones, even hired an investigator to track deepfakes that featured his likeness, and one video depicted Jones selling a fake cure for high blood pressure, as well as weed gummies on a UK TV show on which he regularly appears. And so obviously this is a huge thing, and Dr. Jones basically lamented, quote, "Even if they're taken down, they just pop up the next day under a different name." Now, it's not essentially just the likenesses of these respected doctors that are being misused. The appearance of controversial doctors and researchers as well are also being used. Now, controversial French researcher Didier Raoult basically, and he's for the record been accused of spreading misleading information about COVID drugs, has also been featured in several deepfake videos. Another one is Australian neuropath Barbara O'Neill, who has basically been roundly condemned for claiming that baking soda can cure cancer, and basically has been falsely depicted in selling pills that can quote-unquote clean blood vessels in TikTok videos. Contacted by the AFP, her husband, Michael O'Neill, deplored that, quote, "A lot of unethical people were using his wife's name to sell products that she does not recommend, and in some cases, they are outright scams," end quote. Kind of ironic there. Now, some fake videos basically spiral even further down the rabbit hole, falsely claiming that O'Neill died from a miracle oil sold on Amazon, and on and on and on. And so, coming and going, this obviously is a huge thing. And if you're asking, okay, well, what do we do about this? Obviously, the metas of the world, aka owners of Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whoever, they all need to basically step up and really have deepfake identifiers that can strip these things out, but it's always going to be a cat and mouse game in that sense. So I think the best defense that we have here, quite frankly, is skepticism and education. And we see it all the time. And this is not the first time we've seen it. You can go back, when magazines were very prevalent, and you'd see people like, oh yes, I lost 800 pounds on this, whatever miracle diet, and it's clearly like some dude's head that was like cheaply photoshopped back in the day onto like some model's body or something like that. So a lot of this stuff has happened all the time, but the problem is that deep fakes are getting so good and so accurate. We have a problem here in the 2024 election in the United States where you can make Biden or Trump or Harris or anybody that's major on the political stage say or do anything they want. So why not believe that Sanjay Gupta miracle cure or whatever it is, when Sanjay Gupta has nothing to do with it? And he's like the first TV doctor in the United States I can think of. Dr. Phil. We can use Dr. Phil as well. The point being here is that if it sounds too good to be true, it's too good to be true. And so understand what we have here. The other side of this is the huge disinformation, sphere that we have of these people saying that, yeah, baking soda can cure cancer, which is an utterly ridiculous statement, but people believe it. And so if you have an air of credibility, that trust kicks in, because if you believe Barbara O'Neill when she talks about baking soda curing cancer, if you believe that, then of course if she's hawking something else, you're going to believe that too. And that's the issue here. I mean, I would take offense if somebody, let's say, deepfaked my likeness and started out putting out videos on cybersecurity, really insisting that your password should be password or you don't need an antivirus. I would be pretty pissed about that, because I would like to think I have some credibility to the audience that follows me regularly, given my credentials and everything else that I have. So this obviously is a huge issue. There's no easy answer, but again, just have healthy skepticism. If it's too good to be true, it is too good to be true. And quite frankly, just educate yourself on the reality. Go read some actual studies. There's a lot of really good peer-reviewed studies out there on just the efficacy of whatever drug you're interested in. So I'll leave you with that. Best of luck to us all. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. No deep fakes, hopefully. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please attempt to stay private. Thanks, everybody.